here in person and online. So I'm going to start with a song, but there's going to be a couple of songs and messages kind of all intertwined, and the message will be intertwined. So here we go. Has anybody ever felt like they didn't know what the next step was or if they were on the right path? This is a song about that. It's called How Can I Know? I'm just spinning my wheels, turning in circles, running in place, standing still. I'm just moving too slow, losing momentum, swimming too close to the shore. How can I know that I'm on the right path? How can I know I'm on the way? Oh, it's easy to see when I turn to look back, the stepping stones all along the way. But when I look back, I see it was pure divinity. The journey was provided for me. When I see the struggle and pain, they kept me from straying and gave me my growth on the way. So that's how I know that I'm on the right path. That's how I know I'm on my way. Oh, it's easy to see when I turn to look back, the stepping stones all along the way. But when I look back, I see it was pure divinity. The journey was provided for me. When I feel the struggles and pain, they keep me from straying, gave me my growth on the way. That's how I know that I'm on the right path. That's how I know I'm on my way. Oh, it's easy to see when I turn to look back, the stepping stones all along the way. The stepping stones all along the way. Might need a little coffee this morning.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Unity of Fredericksburg. Isn't it always the case, if you've ever written one of these messages, that the first person that this message is for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this is no exception. And I want to start off by asking you if you are a believer, right? I mean, like, really check in with yourself and ask yourself if you're a believer. And what is it that you believe in? My goal here this morning is to ask you to believe deeper than you ever have before, to give you some justification for that belief, and hopefully to encourage you into considering a greater level of your own personal divinity. It's kind of a tall order, but there you go. I'm going to do it.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. And then, there you are. So a few months ago, I was nominated as a finalist for a private Facebook group connected to an online radio station called Easy Blue Eyes, Easy Blue Eyes Productions. And I went through a couple of rounds of voting. You know, it was on Facebook, so I got some friends and family to vote for me, not knowing really what it was that I was voting for, but there you are. Or what they were voting for. And I went through a couple of rounds of voting and sent in a recording as requested, and then that was voted on by the already VIP members. And I was indeed chosen as a VIP member of this group. But that's not the important thing that happened. You know, in Unity, when we are fully aware of and engaged with all the things that happen, we don't surface level anything. And so, on entering the pirate group that I was invited to, I was asked a couple of questions. And they were simple questions. Are you a VIP? A very important person. So just ask yourself that right now. Am I a VIP? And do you deserve the red carpet treatment? So, like many of you, through this amazing Unity movement, I'm trained not to think on that surface level with quick, short, pat answers. Oh yeah, But I thought about it, and I really thought about it. And my answer was kind of surprising, but not really shocking. And my answer was, no, not really. So, who got the answer no? Just now. Are you a very important person?
In my own mind.
Cool. So when I thought about it on a deeper level, I started to come up with some different conclusions and to move myself towards being able to say, yes, I am a VIP. Yes, I do deserve the red carpet treatment, and everywhere and wherever I go. And I would like to express that journey, that mental journey for you today, and that's what my message is. So I'm going to use the 5 Unity principles as my basis. I'll read them all now. You've already heard them before, and this is, there's all sorts of different versions out there, so these are the ones on the unity.org website. And here they go. Number 1, God is all there is and present everywhere. This is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of existence. So let these sink in with you. 2, human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good. 3, thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. 4, prayer and meditation keep us aligned with the one great power in the universe. And 5, it is not enough to understand the spiritual teachings. We must live the truth we know. So who here believes in the first principle? Yeah? Sit with it for a second. Who believes in a universal life force energy that surrounds us at all times, is with us everywhere we go? It's in the wings of a hummingbird, in the nectar of the flower that feeds it. It's in the air and the wind that carries not just the hummingbird, but also the water that nourishes the earth, that waters and feeds the plant. If you think about it, it is all in such divine, perfect balance. If I ever needed further proof of this, I wouldn't ever have to look far. I live in an almost, this is funny, constant state of 77-ness. Every time I look at my phone, like just about every time, and even, I've just charged it up and the battery kind of dies pretty quickly. And then, I charge it up again, and whatever. I turn to Paula when I look at my phone, and I say to Paula, you'll never guess what my phone charges at. And what is it? 77. It's always 77. And I mean, it's always there, and if you look for it, well, if I look for it, I'll talk about me. There are so many examples in my life of synchronicity, or as Tony Bain calls it, synchro-divinity. So, if we seek the signs and the miraculous, we will find little miracles and big ones around us everywhere and all the time. But I would say they are also there if we do not seek to recognize them. They still exist. In that perfectly balanced breath that is given to us, our cells and organs that keep us moving, growing, restoring, nourished. Have you ever looked at the miracle of birth in wonder? I think almost everybody has, correct? Yeah. There are so many miracles and perfectly balanced experiences all around us, especially if we really choose to live into the gratitude that can bring that reality more closely into our own reality and moment by moment experience. So if we look for it, it's even more present. It's always there, but it's even more present when we look at it. Look at your hand for a moment. Actually, look at your hand. Experience the sense of touch for a moment. Feel a breath. It's all truly remarkable and beautiful. We live in a world and a universe of abundance and of balance. If you feel into it, you can really feel the divine love that enfolds us and surrounds us with such a great and perfect wisdom. A system of systems within systems. Everything is a system of systems within systems. Everywhere, in and through everything. So the second principle, expressed most simply as I am, if the first is God is, we've all heard that, right? God is, I am, can be seen and experienced as we look more closely at ourselves. We are whole, perfect, and whole in every way. We are also a part of and can be seen as a system of systems within systems. Correct? Our breath, our lungs, our regeneration capacity, our nourishment, our use and then release of that nourishment sits us right within the state of the God force that is everywhere present. Puts us right there. We are not separate from one another. We are not separate from God. We are a perfect collection of interrelated beings with the capacity to aid and enhance one another. We are not separate from the perfection of this God experience. We are a divine part of the divine flow of all of that energy. Furthermore, I would argue that our awareness, which I didn't know what the word of daily word was today, happens to be awareness,
yes.
And it comes up many times in this. I would argue that our awareness makes, that's one of those synchro divinities, by the way.
Right.
Makes us humans more able to witness this divinity that is everywhere and in everything than all other expressions of God on this planet. If you think about it, we have the capacity for awareness so deep within ourselves in a way that other animals and rocks and flowers and trees do not have. I was going to say don't. It's caught between the two. It's innate and deep. We can choose what we focus on and how to express our creativity, which really is a divine and highly developed ability, and how to experience this divine experience of life and of connection. We can also choose to experience separation if we choose. Our minds are so complex, we can even choose to do that. But going back to that first point, the reality is that we cannot live outside of anything. We are always experiencing these divine systems that we are living within, whether we acknowledge that fact or not. So that leads right into our minds, our amazing minds. Thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. That's principle number 3. So thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. And I would say there's more than that. Our minds are guides. They are our thoughts, and our thoughts lead the way. We have probably all heard thoughts create things, right? What the repercussions of not thinking and believing that, though, that we are not truly feeling divine and worthy, interconnected, and living within all of those divine systems of the universe. Let's talk about that for a second. As an example of my thinking that I was not really deserving of the red carpet or not really feeling like a VIP, I realized that this is a vibrational energy related universe. And if we are connected fully with the divine, we are selling ourselves short. In truth, we are selling God short. And I was selling myself short. And if I'm selling myself short, then in turn, I'm selling you short too. If I am creating the vibrational attachments to my place, my position in this universe, my successes, through my thinking, I have a responsibility to raise the game on what it is that I am thinking. I am divine. I am vibrationally related to all good things, all God things. I can choose to be a force for good, God, in this world. And we owe it to each other to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. I believe that we are placed here to experience lifting each other up by being the best versions of ourselves, and we can't wait to step up. We truly can choose who and what we wish to become. So that's our thoughts, creating things. And creating the vibration that attracts us to those things. It is likely that you, as a unique expression of God and of God's good work, will have a unique path and task that will interconnect and intersect with the people and circumstances all around you perfectly, as is the way of things elsewhere in the universe, all those systems of systems within systems, in perfect order. And I believe, that we all need each one of us to step right fully into our full selves and into our uniqueness. Then we will be able to provide all the connections and answers for one another that we could possibly need. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
We've got everything we need right here. Just like my first song said. So if your job is to raise, if our job is to raise our vibration, then how can we do it? In unity, we talk about prayer and meditation, right? But I believe there's some more. I think firstly we need to become aware that we do come from divine source energy. That choice, that decision at the start, underpinning all things, is so important. So just take a moment to feel into that vibration, understand that, and maybe we don't need too much more. So take a moment now to become aware that we all come from divine source energy. We can spend some time each day in gratitude for all that we are and all that we have been given. Remember, we are lifting our vibration. Regular prayer and meditation and silence can raise our awareness and our vibration. This is Unity's fourth principle. I'm a big believer in affirmations also. I've got to add that one in. And that used to be in the old fourth principle. I personally am not aligned with, what's the opposite of affirmations?
Denials.
Denials. That's just, that's a Tony Robbins hangover. That's who I started with. I started this journey with, pretty much. So for some great affirmations, I spend a little time with Wayne Dyer, or for some really basic positive energy and affirmations, try going to Jake Ducey, D-U-C-E-Y, if you haven't come across him. Jake Ducey. YouTube is a fantastic resource for learning and vibrationally and watching vibrationally uplifting videos. But be careful, because it's also an amazing resource for rabbit holes of doom and gloom.
Oh yeah.
Leading to downward spiraling of your vibrational energy. And remember, we are choosing to lift our vibrational energy up. And remember, this is a message for me too. Find the positive voices that speak to you, that lift you up, that raise you energetically, and use them. That's going to take us into our fifth principle in a second. So you raise your vibrations so that you do what you were placed here to do with the greatest vibration. It will also keep you in the most resilient place that you can be, keeping you moving forward and upward, even when it seems difficult or challenging. For when challenges come our way, or we are thrown off of our seeming life's path, I think sometimes we don't really know what our life path is. It seems like the stepping stones, it's difficult to look forward and see them, but you can look back and see where you've come from. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. So principle number 5, it is not enough to understand spiritual teachings. We must live the truth we know. That's principle number 5. And that is our greatest responsibility, to live deep into the truth that we know, into the truth of who we are, into the creativity of our potentiality. It is not always easy, and the stepping stones looking forward are not always obvious, but our duty is to keep stepping forward. Step, step, step. So I mentioned those stepping stones in that How Can I Know song there. So remember, all of the obstacles and difficulties that are set before you are challenges that will make you stronger. They are part of the divine plan. I'm going to read the words of my song here. But when I look back, I see it was pure divinity. The journey was provided for me. When I see the struggle and pain, they kept me from straying. They gave me my growth on the way. They will give you the mental, emotional, and physical muscle to drive towards fulfillment. The strength to feel that you are fully deserving of what you do achieve, and hopefully the empathy to understand the challenges and growth of others. Right? That's something that's not always easy, is to have the empathy for everyone else and where they are on their journey. And the ability to assist others on their paths, championing one another into our enlightenment. Thank you. Yep, I'm going to leave it in the order I was going to do. So finally I'm getting it. Finally I can say I'm a believer. I believe in the universal life force energy. Call it God if you wish. I believe in me. I believe in you. I believe fully in our connection to all divinity. We are divinely expressed beings. Say this with me if you feel that there is truth in my words and if you feel the same way. I am an expression of goodness. I am an expression of goodness. I'm going to say, I am an expression of godness. I am an expression of godness. I am divine. I am divine. I am unique and beautiful.
I am unique and beautiful.
And feel these words. I am deserving of the red carpet treatment. I am deserving of the red carpet treatment. I am a VIP.
I am a VIP.
In truth, you are the most important person that you will ever live with. Right? It's time to start believing that and treating yourself that way. Namaste. I'm going to move over here. So namaste. I'll acknowledge you. And you acknowledge me.
Namaste.
Thank you. So this next song is a song of action. Because it's not enough just to believe in these teachings. We have to put them into action. We do what we do, what we do, and there ain't too much that is new. 'Cause we do what we do, what we do, what we do. And we know what we know, what we know. And there's so much further to go. 'Cause we know what we know, what we know, what we know. Oh, let's go. Take what we know and let go. Oh, let's go. Move into action. Move into action. Move into action and go. Yeah, we see what we see, what we see. And we can't always just let it be. 'Cause we see what we see, what we see, what we see. And we be what we be, what we be. And that's enough to set us all free. 'Cause we be what we be, what we be, what we be. Oh, let's go. Take what we know and let go. Move into action, move into action and go. Oh, let's go. Take what we know and let's go. Oh, let's go. Move into action, move into action, move into action and go. We are what we are, what we are. And we're the ones driving this car. 'Cause we are what we are, what we are, what we are. So I'm going to do a song kind of more meditative to take us towards meditation. Then I'll put some meditational music on, and I have a poem experience for you that I'll take you through as the meditation. Seek the truth of who we are, beyond the skies, beyond the stars. The place inside is more than enough. It's treasure, it's gold, We are beauty, we are kind, we are golden goodness to be mine. We create who we are. What we do now can take us so far. I am, you are, they are, we all are, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God. I am, you are, they are, we all are, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God. Find the light in who we be, deeper, wider than the sea, in the heart and everywhere, showing the whole world of self so rare. We find freedom, we find peace, we have the strength to find our ease. We believe in who we be, releasing the past will set us free. I am, you are, they are, we all are, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God. Living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God. So let's keep that calmness. Let's keep that space. Look inward. Look within to find your whole in integrity. To the place and the point of your birth and rebirth, and beyond to the stars, to the mystery and the mastery. To a place deep within the longing of your heart. Perfection. Find the point of light that is you entire and yours to enter. Seek the golden nugget of truth is your soul desire. Grounding you to your divine magnificence. Your essence is that of God. Your source is perfect, divine, shining as a torch of brilliant light. You, leading you forward. Complete. Receive one of those divinely given breaths of fresh air that nourishes the body. Understand fully that you are a system of systems within the perfect system. Take one more breath. Gradually become more aware. Open your eyes when you're ready. Maybe open your fingers or your toes.